Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be doing another video of Premier League predictions. It's a Saturday evening right now. When I'm filming this. So, ahead of the fixtures that just happened today, and the Premier League fixtures that happened today at 12:30 and 3 o'clock, and the game that happened last night between Arsenal and Southampton. But yeah, all the games in this predictions are on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night this coming week, and they're all being shown on BT Sport. So the first game is at the Molineux between Wolves, who are in 13th, and Palace, who are in 12th. Palace and Wolves both played today, and Palace drew Everton with Everton 0-0, and Wolves lost to Leicester 2-1. So they're both coming off negative results from this weekend. It's at Molineux, so this is between two teams that are probably going to be safe. Palace on 37 points, Wolves on 34 points. Given the fact it's at home, I'm gonna say Wolves get the job. Wolves sneak it 2-1. I think Palace will give them a good fight, but I think being at home and having that home crowd behind them will give Wolves the edge in a 2-1 game. Next game is at Villa Park, and it is Aston Villa who host Fulham. Aston Villa are currently in 6th, and Fulham are currently in 9th. Fulham and Villa also both played today. Villa drew 1-0 with Brentford, and Fulham beat Leeds 2-1. Fulham were really good against Leeds, I think. First half, Leeds did really well. Second half, they were completely dominant and deserved the win in the end. Villa went 1-0 down against Brentford. Did well to claw the game back to 1-0, which is the scoreline it finished at. It's out Villa Park, so the edge will go to Villa in a exciting affair. And I'm going to say Villa 3, Fulham 2. Next game is at Ellen Road, and it is Leeds at home to Leicester. Leeds currently in 16th, Leicester currently in 17th. There is only 1 point separating both Leeds and Leicester. Leicester with a great win, 2-1 against Wolves. Leeds with a drab 2-1 defeat, to Fulham to edge them closer to that relegation zone. They are now only 1 point off the relegation zone. But they are only 1 point above the relegation zone. If Leicester win at Ellen Road, then they go above Leeds in the table. And if Everton get a win this week, if Leeds lose to Leicester and Everton get a win in midweek, then Leeds will be firmly in the relegation battle. Nottingham Forest have moved down to 9. Leicester moved up 2 places to 17th with that win against Wolves. Now, I think I'm gonna, given the fact how bad Leeds are in right now, I'm gonna give them a goal, but I'm gonna say Leicester will win 3-1. Goals from, I'm going to say Jamie Vardy will score. I think Tielemans will score. And I think Patson Daka will score. So that's Leeds, Leicester. Next up is at the City. The next game is at the City Ground. We're now on to Wednesday. We're now on to Wednesday's games. Starting with a game at the City Ground between Nottingham Forest and Brighton. Brighton obviously play FA Cup action tomorrow night against United at Wembley, which they have a real shot at winning after United's bad result in Europe, 3-0 to Sevilla. But they go, after the FA Cup final, they go away to Nottingham Forest, who currently, last 4 games, 4 defeats. They did put up a fight against Liverpool, but it wasn't enough as they lost 3-2. Brighton, I think, could win the FA Cup semi-final tomorrow to set up a Man City final after Man City dominated and destroyed Sheffield United by 3-0. Riyad Mahrez scoring the first hat-trick in the semi-final, in an FA Cup semi-final since 1958. I think Brighton are going to smash it out of the park. I'm going to say Nottingham Forest 0, Brighton 3. I could see way more goals in that game, but can I say Nottingham Forest will not get smashed? So that's my yeah. The next game is at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea don't play this week. Are not playing this weekend. So they would have had a week's rest since that Real Madrid defeat at Stamford Bridge. Brentford, who just got a draw right now against Villa, haven't won a game in their. Haven't won a game. The last time they won a game was they haven't won a game since They haven't won a game. They haven't won a game in 6. Brentford have not won a game in 6. They've gone on a 5-game winless run with 3 draws and 3 defeats. So can they bring it back against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge? Chelsea, their season's over. They're not going to get Champions League. They're not going to get top 4. They're not going to get relegated. So I'm going to say they lose. I'm going to say a 2-1 win for Brentford, because I just don't think Chelsea right now are good enough to do anything. Not even to survive. Next up is at the London Stadium, and it is a big game for West Ham, as it was West Ham as they host Liverpool. Liverpool beat just edged past Nottingham Forest in a 5-goal thriller. West Ham, Liverpool. West Ham lost 2 results and winning a draw. They don't play. They don't play until tomorrow against Bournemouth. So I don't know how well they're going to get on with that game at the Vitality. I'm going to edge Liverpool in a very tight game, and I'm going to say Liverpool edge West Ham by 1-0. We'll get to the game at the Etihad last, because it's a big game. So we're going to go. So we're going to go. So because of that, we're going to go to Goodison Park on. We're going to go to Thursday's games, as at Goodison Park, Everton host Newcastle, who obviously lost 3-0 to Villa. I'll play tomorrow against Tottenham. It's obviously at Goodison Park, so maybe Everton have a shot, but Newcastle will still, if they get a good result against Tottenham tomorrow, they'll want to follow that up with a win against Everton. And I think they will, and I think they'll win 2-0. We've got 2 more games. So at St Mary's, we have a big relegation 6-pointer between Southampton and Bournemouth. Bournemouth don't play until tomorrow, like I said, where they play West Ham at home. Southampton obviously were involved in yesterday's thrilling 3-3 draw against Arsenal, which probably damaged Arsenal's title hopes. They're at home. Bournemouth haven't played this weekend, so I don't know how well they have done it against West Ham. They're at St Mary's. I just see Bournemouth surviving this season, so I'm going to say Southampton will lose to Bournemouth 2-1. All but confirming Southampton's relegation, probably. If the results that I've predicted so far were to happen, if I predicted the results tonight were to happen, they would be 7. If my predictions so far were to come true, Southampton would be 7 points behind, 7 points from safety with 5 games to go. And I just don't see them getting 7 points in that period and having Leicester, and I can't see them getting 7 points, or even Leicester or Leeds or West Ham or Bournemouth dropping enough points to survive Southampton's division. So I think a defeat in midweek to Bournemouth could all but confirm their relegation to the Championship. But yeah, I'm going to go Bournemouth 2, Southampton 1. Final game is a big one. It's the biggest, other than Man City Arsenal, it's the second biggest game. Other than Man City Arsenal, it's the biggest game in the Premier League. One of the biggest, it's the big, unlike, not just, along with Arsenal, City, it's the biggest Premier League game of midweek. Tottenham at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to Manchester United. Manchester United play tomorrow, obviously, in the FA Cup final. So, we'll see how well they get on there. Tottenham will play tomorrow against Newcastle, which I've obviously given you. If you watch my Premier League predictions from last week, you would see what I predicted for Tottenham, Newcastle, and Bournemouth, West Ham. For Tottenham, Man United at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw between Tottenham and Manchester United. That might be a bad idea, but I think United will be amazingly well. I think they'll do. I think they could do well again in the FA Cup. They could. I think they'll have fatigue after the FA Cup semi-final and will struggle away to Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is a difficult place to go and get a result at. So yeah, Tottenham and United, I'm going to say 1-1. And that's time for the big one. Man City at the Etihad Stadium. It is Manchester City versus Arsenal. Arsenal played on Friday against Sheffield United, against Southampton in the Premier League at the Emirates. City obviously played in the FA Cup against Sheffield United to continue. City obviously beat Sheffield United 3-0 in the FA Cup final to go to continue our winning unbeaten streak going. Unbeaten run. Arsenal with three draws in their last 3 games compared to City's 3 wins in their last 3 Premier League games, and it being at the Etihad. Obviously, City have 2 games in hand, and they have one of their games in hand on the weekend after these midweek fixtures, when they play Fulham on Sunday. When they play Fulham next Sunday. City currently on the longest winning run in the Premier League. Currently on the longest unbeaten streak in not just the Premier League but in the world. 6 wins from our last 6 games, including some Premier League games, including some demolitions. So difficult. It's on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. It's obviously being broadcast on BT Sport. It's so difficult. However, I've got to back my boys, and I'm going to say Man City slightly edge it. I think it's going to be an absolute goal fest. It's going to be Man City 4, Arsenal 3. I'm going for a goal fest. I know that might be wrong. It could be 1-0, 2-0. It could be a boring game, 1-0, 2-1. Could be a boring game. It could finish 0-0. I'm going to go an exciting game, because City can leak goals, and Arsenal can score. City can leak goals, Arsenal can score goals, but also Arsenal can leak goals and City can score goals. So I'm going to go Man City to just edge past Arsenal by 4 goals to 3. Haaland will get a brace, will get a hat-trick, will get a brace, with his first goal breaking the records for the most goals in a Premier League 38-game season, and his second goal equaling the record for the most goals in a single Premier League season of 34, which was obviously achieved by Alan Shearer and Andy Cole 2 years in two successive seasons. But yeah, Arsenal, I think. But like I said, so that's my prediction. Man City 4, Arsenal 3. If Arsenal beat us at the Etihad, they win the league. If Arsenal beat us at the Etihad, they win the league. If the game ends a draw, City win the league. If we win, City, we win the league. If Arsenal win, they win the league. If it's a draw, then we win the league. But yeah, I'm going to go 4-3. So yeah, that's it. My predictions are, let's go through my predictions one more time. Wolves 2, Crystal Palace 1, Villa 3, Fulham 2, Leeds 1, Leicester 3, Forest 0, Brighton 3, Chelsea 1, Brentford 2, West Ham 0, Liverpool 1, City 4, Arsenal 3, Everton 0, Chelsea 2, Newcastle 2, Southampton 1, Bournemouth 2, and Tottenham 1, Man United 1. We're not done with the predictions yet. We're also, in this video, we also might as well in this video predict the games on the weekend. The games on the weekend we have are, the games on next weekend that we have are Palace West Ham, Brentford Forest, Brighton Wolves, so you know what? Change of plans. We're going to do... We've got 1, 2, 3. In the next episode of Premier League predictions will contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Our next video of Premier League predictions will include 13 different fixtures, including Man City twice against West Ham and Fulham, and also a big game between Liverpool and Tottenham. But until that video of Premier League predictions, I'm out. Put down in the comment section your predictions for this week's fixtures, and I'll see you all next time for another episode of Premier League predictions. But until then, I'm out. Peace. Bye.